Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Chair Yoga. Forgive me with my hoarse voice. I've got one of those upper respiratory issues, and it kind of landed squarely in my throat and in my larynx. So hope you can ride along and hear me just as well as best you can. So let's begin today with what's considered kind of a standard um, breath practice that's used for regulating the nervous system, and it's not limited to yoga. Yoga isn't the only one that has claimed this for sure. Other healthcare and medical uh, processes have maybe borrowed it from it. I'm not sure where it originated, doesn't matter, but it's very much relied upon, and it's referred to as a box breath. So I'm going to bet you may have heard of that, and I want to remind us of it. It's because it's so foolproof in terms of its ability to regulate. So when you find yourself in a place of just feeling, very anxious or a little off balance, and you're looking for something to calm down, this is very reliably helpful. So I wanted to just remind us of that and use it as our breath work to begin our transition. So sit up nice and tall on your chair. Come forward on that chair so you're, you know, not using the backrest, and put the block between your thighs. So you start with right alignment. So we bring ourselves into a place of good alignment in the body. And take a moment to just maybe close your eyes so that you can really zero in on that, of what right alignment feels like, what that alone does to shift your perception of the moment at hand. Is that you're carrying yourself differently, you're holding your body differently. And we're even using, and maybe even I want you to consider this when you're doing this on your own, that you're saying, I'm in right alignment. I'm bringing myself into right alignment, because the mind will get hold of that and say, this is better. This is better. This is good. This is a healthy way to hold myself in this moment, to just be, attentive to the body in that way. So lift up your chest cavity. Feel like, you're using your good posture. You're going to square yourself into that chair seat so you feel balanced in your pelvis, both sides. You're not leaning to one side. You're not careless about it. You're very alert and focused about the way you're holding your body. Relax your hands on your lap. I'm going to suggest you open your palms, because I think opening to receive is a great gesture to bring into this idea of regulating the nervous system. Be open to receive the benefits of this little breath practice to help you regulate. Why not? And the breath practice is this: you take your inhale for a count of 4, pause for another count of 4, exhale for that count of 4, pause for the other count of 4. So you can see the box in that. Inhale takes 4 counts, pause for a count of 4, exhale takes 4 counts, pause for that same count. So give that a try. Breathing in and out through your nose, if possible. It's not necessary. So if your normal breathing is not centered that way, just breathe in a normal way, but do the counting. Don't overlook the counting. That's going to help your mind stay focused on this. And that is part of, if not all about, what regulates our nervous system here, is focus the mind. Bring yourself home to your body. Holding yourself in right alignment. Feel your feet to the earth. Lovely. Now focus, keep your eyes closed, and focus now on the feeling of your open palms. Opening your hands, this gesture of receiving. Most of the time, we are in a giving mode. We are in a doing mode that kind of parallels with giving. So I want you to be open to receive the fact that when you come to yoga, when you sit yourself down in that chair to do a yoga class, you're here to receive. You're here to receive its benefits for you. And that's not selfish. It's absolutely the opposite end of that spectrum. It is you knowing what you need and that you're going to bring your loving awareness to you. So, what do you need? What do you really need today as you set your intention for class? Find out maybe just the rhythm of your breath. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if your breath hadn't already regulated itself naturally to that 4-count breath. Open to receive. What benefits today? What benefits are you open to receive? Beautiful. Let's flutter the eyes open. Again, we've got our block between our legs. So I want you to make sure you feel squared away. You're centered in your chair. Your feet are right below your knees. Heels and ankles, I should say, are right below your knees. So you feel that the alignment of this right angle alignment of your lower body. Good. Inhale with me and lift up. Lift up your rib cage. Gently touch your palms together. Try to straighten your arms with no bend in the elbow. Feel it as a full body stretch. You're pushing your feet to the floor. You're lifting up your arms. Hands are gently touching. Breathing both in and out. Any old way. Might be noisy as heck. Softening around your neck so your shoulders aren't scrunching up towards your neck and ears. See if you can relax your shoulder blades down your back. Now interlace your hands and extend just the index finger. That index finger creates a mudra that we call the temple mudra. And then we're going to just go side to side with that stretch. Make sure you're not lifting up on the side. So it's not much of a side bend, but it's a nice one that starts to warm up the body in the sides. That part of our abdominal wall needs a lot of attention, not just that front belly, not just that six pack. We want to stretch and tone the sides as well. Can you find your breath? Don't hold your breath while you're doing this. So just notice how your breath is kind of found its way in this movement. You don't need to steer it necessarily. Good. And then in the effort of warming up, let's lift up, separate your hands, and come all the way down. We're going to do a movement that includes a little fist, a little bicep curl, if you will. So I'm just going to find a pattern. You could use some variation of this, but I want to find something that has me doing both, lifting up and bending into those elbows. Keep going. Maybe you pick up the pace, maybe not. Up to you. I've changed this a jillion times. So if you're watching me too close, you're going to think, what the heck's she doing? But it doesn't matter. We're just moving. We just want to get some movement going. We're going to include those bicep curls just for a little more punch. And let's meet with arms up in the air, palms facing forward. Put your mitten hands on. Again, a full body stretch. That's what it should feel like. You're going to feel the whole rib cage all up through your armpit chest, lifting, lifting, lifting as you press your feet to the floor and you give that block a good squeeze. Take your inhale here. Exhale, come down and back. Finding your vinyasa through the shoulder joint. I want to get into the hands. So let's just interlace our hands and let those palms face up, and now the movement is just up and down like that. We've just introduced the hands and the finger joints and the wrists into this. And lift up, palms up. See if you can do another tick-tock side to side. Keeping your arms as close to your head as you can. Your arms are as straight as possible, as little bend in the elbow as you can manage. When we come back to center, open up into the T, that T shape. Palms are stretched open, fingers are spread apart. Palms up, of course, thumb is pointing back. Find right alignment in your body now. Make sure it feels like one of the little cues I have really picked up on for myself is like I try to imagine that I'm up against a wall. So I'm trying to press my head back into that wall. So that's going to assure me that I've kept my head in line with my spine. Now, this one, of course, we use for movement through the neck. So we've got our arms extended so that our shoulders are engaged, and we're going to turn the head and figure out how this feels. What's the range of movement in my head this morning? In my neck this morning. So explore. You're just moving and kind of looking around and finding how it feels, because we're on a search for sensation. We're never trying to avoid sensation, are we? We're trying to find the sensation our body has, because the sensation is the language of the body. That is how your body informs you, is what you're feeling in the body. So let's find out. Let's find out the kind of range of movement we have as we turn our head from side to side. How's your neck doing? Flip your hand so palms are facing forward, and then just bring hand over there and just take turns, just stretching a straight arm as much as you're able. It doesn't stay particularly straight, but you get the idea. We're just trying to, and I want to invite you to turn your head. As you bring your hand over to look at one side, then bring your head over there. So you're looking and you're actually registering maybe the side of your thumbs. So your mind-body connection is complete, that you've actually registered what your eyes are seeing. That matters. That truly matters in terms of focus. Last time on each side, kind of even it out. And when we come back to our T, turn palms down. Now, very, very slowly release those arms you've held up for so very long, and feel the letting go in your body. Feel that through your arms, your shoulders. Just feel the letting go. That's a feeling we want to know well. We want to know how to achieve it. Let's shrug and release, shrug and release. And again. Beautiful. I'm going to lose the block for now, bringing it back underneath my chair. Yeah, I've got wool socks on. That's true. So, it's one of those days. Let's lift up on one side so we can start moving through the joints. Lift up, circle around your foot. Keep your body leaning against that wall, that imaginary wall behind you. So it'll keep you in right alignment. It keeps you upright, not tilting back. There's some times when we need to tilt back, to kind of balance ourselves. But this one I don't think is necessary. So let's keep ourselves upright. Switch now so you're no longer moving the foot, but instead you're swinging your lower leg around. So you're into some lateral movement in your knee, which is great. Change the direction at least once, maybe more than that. Good. And then we got to do this kind of awkward thing of getting your foot up. So you're trying to get your shin into more of a parallel position, like a horizontal position to the floor. So you're just trying to hike that up so we can move around in our hip. So maybe you can do some circles. Maybe you've got some nice fluid movement available to you. So you're circling around. Maybe it feels really linear to you. Doesn't matter. Just let's move into the hip. Get your leg up, which, that's obviously not a posture that your body is doing on a day-to-day basis, but it's a nice stretch, and it's a range of movement we don't want to lose. Check in with your breath. Smooth it out. No tension in the mouth. You don't need to grit your teeth while you're doing this. So smooth all that out too. Now let's take that leg into a external rotation and then just straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Holding the chair might be helpful. So if you need to get a little balance on this side of the body to keep you safe on the chair, just hold on to the chair. So it's just a straight leg and a bent knee off to the side in an external rotation of our hip. Good. Let's take that bent knee now and cross it all the way over top. So we have, cross the legs, knee over knee, thighs squeezing toward each other. And let's just immediately find our twist that this invites. So you're twisting toward your top leg. If your left leg is on top, that means you're turning your upper body toward the left. Vertical, you want to be vertical with your spine. So see if you can balance in your pelvis here. So it gives you a better shot at holding your body upright. Now settle into a nice, smooth, rhythmic breath. And just allow this to be. Don't try to bully it. Allow the twist to create itself. We're going to unwind the head first, and then the shoulders and the arms will follow. We'll get both feet to the floor. Reset your body. So if there's any movement your body's going to need here to do side two, this is where you want to kind of stretch that out, loosen up. And then we'll go on to the other side. So we're starting with moving the foot around. So we're into the ankle joint on this side. Remember, lean into that wall. Put that wall right up there so it feels like you're very upright with your back body. Catch up with your breath if you need to. And then we're going to move into the knee joint. So that's the lower leg, just circling around. And you're going to change the direction at least once, maybe more. I like to incorporate the use of my biceps. So when I'm doing this, typically I'm holding the weight of the leg. Why not? Because I want to strengthen my upper body too. All right, now we're going into that hip joint. So we're going to get hold of this leg. Might be a little different in the way you do it and the way you experience it. The side to side doesn't always match up. As a matter of fact, it rarely does. So we'll just find what we find here. Circling around, loosening up that hip, trying to find a variety of ways to move your legs so you kind of got into all these little particular places through that hip socket that might need some tension. Movement through the hips, movement through the joints always creates some synovial fluid. So it's just worth our while to just kind of hydrate those joints every now and then on purpose. We're going to go to that external rotation, and this is where we're going to straighten the leg and bend it, and straighten and bend. Your standing leg needs to really stay put, push it down. So this whole side of your body is giving you a source of strength and stability while you do this. Straight and bend, straighten it out and bend. Let's take that bent knee, just kind of carry it over, lay it right on top of the other leg. Side two for our twist. So make sure you're very vertical as you begin to turn the other way. So feel that revolved position of your rib cage. Feel the balance in your pelvis. Hold your head up nice and tall. Remember, the top of the head is in line with the base of the spine or the tailbone. That's that verticality we're trying to find. Full breath in and full breath out. Every time you think of it, just go back to that. Inhale completely, exhale all the way out. Let's take the head out of that, and then the shoulders and the arms. And then we're going to come back to our wide angle. So we're going to have our heels in, our toes are out. Let's circle that out. So inside of the pelvic bowl now, you can feel some movement. There's musculature in there. Change the direction of that. Press your feet to the floor. Now let's do a forward fold. We're going to come to center. We're going to fold right down between our legs. Fold like a rag doll. Get your shoulders and your arms in between your legs. Let the weight of your head go so it's more or less the top of your head. It's not the face that's looking down to the floor. It's the top of the head that's looking down to the floor. And your eyes are focused somewhere behind you, underneath that chair. And again, I'm going to encourage you to use your focus. Let your eyes actually connect with something, identify that. No judgment about it. It's just that we want to focus and be that kind of alert, focused when we come into this fold. Big belly breaths are helpful here. Now focus. I want you to breathe as though the belly is the whole mechanism for the breath. Big breath in and out through the belly. Awesome. One hand at a time is going to come up to the thighs. We're going to bring ourselves up nice and easy. Squeeze your elbows in towards your waistline. Come up about halfway. So you feel like your body, you've got your back body in a diagonal line, back of the head, pressing into that now imaginary wall that we've kind of had to angle. This is where we're going to work on the perineum. Press your hands into your thighs, pushing your legs down. And we're going to lift up through the pelvic floor, lift it up off the chair and hold it as long as you possibly can. Soften to release it, go back for more. So once you get your pattern, you kind of remember that very quickly. Then I want you to set your goal. I'll set one for you if you're looking for it. And that'd be like, let's do 10 of them. Squeeze and hold. Use that inseam of your leg, that imagine, that you're imagining that you're drawing in almost from your knees all the way into your perineum through that whole inner thigh. Keep going. Squeeze and release. You can relax your shoulders. Your neck can be very relaxed. This is all about that hip area, that whole pelvic region, inner thighs. Once you've completed your 10 or the number that you've decided, you'll just come up, meet us with an upright position. Good. And then let's bring our legs back to center. If, of course, there's still some movement because we just changed gears from one posture to another. So reset the body if that's something you're needing. Inhale up. We're going to do some straight arms, straight legs. Alternate. Straight arms, straight legs. If you're trying to, you get a little cardio workout here, do this at a quicker pace. Otherwise, just find the pace that you find comfortable, accessible, and do it that way. I like to do it with the vinyasa flow. Inhale is up. Exhale is when you're kicking. Inhale is arms up. Exhale, kicking. Last time on each side, feel like you've evened it out. Inhale up, exhale into those W arms where you open up your heart. Inhale comes up and we open up the heart. Exhale all the way down with your arms and then let your inhale lift you right off the chair. Brings you to standing and the exhale puts you back into the chair. So the arms are kind of swinging us up to stand. Exhale, taking us right back into the chair. You keep going. I'm going to turn my chair a little bit. You don't have to do a thing. I just want you to have a nice angle from the side when you're ready. One more for me. We're going to meet standing up. Let's bring hands together at the prayer position. Now, I want you to grab your block. Just thought of this. Grab your block, put it between your thighs, because that's going to keep your legs very engaged. Hands are at the prayer position. Now, hover above the chair seat. It's like you're just hovering your bottom above that chair seat, and squeezing that block so you're into your thigh muscles. Their thighs are really holding your body weight here. This is our version 1 of the chair pose. This is called Uttanasana in the Sanskrit language. Really good for the thighs and the buttocks. Squeeze, come on up. Now remember, if this hurts your knees, if there's anything about this that hurts your knees, don't do it. Now, if you've done it on occasion and you felt like, I know I can do this, I'll bet the tip is you got to keep pulling your body weight back toward your butt, back toward the chair, so it comes out of your knees. You're bringing your body weight out of your knees. But if you're fussing with that, I say skip it. Skip it. It's not worth it. The second version, you might stay with that hands together and do it every single time that way. But let's try a different version in case you're curious about that. And that would be just arms extended straight out. Squeeze that block, push your bottom back so it feels like all of your body weight is going back toward the chair. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Do it one more time with the breath, all the way back up. Catch up with your breathing. Third version is the most challenging. That's the one where we bring our palms together up and overhead. Again, the lower body's doing the same thing, but boy, it makes a huge difference when you've got your arms overhead. And particularly for me, bringing palms together, that's a super challenge. Full breath in and out. Press those feet, get your butt back, back, back. Breathe into your low back. Come on up. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to situate my chair the way it was so you don't have to do anything in it. We don't need the block, I don't think, for now. So let's kind of get it out of our way. This next part, I want you behind your chair. And I'm going to try that, even though, it covers me up. But I think you'll be able to see it just fine. I don't think it's going to create a problem for understanding what we're doing. So we've got the chair right there for a support. We can use it entirely the whole time if we want, or not at all, or a little bit here and there. So that's the beauty of that. This is going to be a balance. This whole little process here is about balance. So I want to first start us off with a mountain. So just stand in your mountain pose. Catch up with your breath. Feel nice and strong and steady in your legs. And breathe down into your legs. So every breath comes in and fills you up. But make sure that exhale grounds down all the way through your legs and to your feet. So you feel a real sense of your strong legs. Good. And then let's open the eyes now. We'll begin the process. We're going to just open up our arms and lift up alternate legs. So if open arms, it's like I don't have that. Maybe one arm can be open and one hand is at the chair. And maybe you'll kind of switch that out every once. So just lifting a leg up. When I'm lifting my leg up, the toes are pointing forward. So I'm kind of keeping my knees and my feet in alignment, which is good. All right, so we kind of feel like how we've balanced through our hip. Let's take one arm up, and that's going to stay up. We're going to see about lifting up to the ceiling, and then see about doing that. So whatever arm you've got up in the air, same side leg, lift and hold. The same side leg, lift and hold. Press into that standing leg. Let's switch now. Keep that same arm up. If there's any little movement you need to do, but we're going to go to the other leg now. This is where you might touch the chair or just somehow finding balance with your other arm. And then let's come on down, both arms down. We'll shake that out. Side two, so reach up. Same side. Well, we're going to just start with this. Yeah, we want to just start with getting our rhythm, feeling the lift. Now that we've assigned a duty for one arm, it's got to reach up. Okay, now same side, arm and leg match up. We balance on one leg. You've always got the chair to hold and support you. Find a drishti, you know how helpful it is to stare at something. That's very useful. Everything comes down, those legs come down. We're going to switch to the other leg. Keep breathing. You can always use the chair. All the way down, everything comes down. Good, let's shake that out. Shake your limbs. I'm going to position myself near the seat of the chair. I think I'll move it over a tad. So that you got the use of the back of the chair as one option or the seat of the chair as another option for support, because they offer a little different level of support. So I'll show you what we're going to do. We've done this before. We're going to do some crunches on the side body. So let's say if we're using the back of the chair, we're going to keep our foot on the floor and then we bring that knee up and then it goes back to the floor. That's a way to do it. A variation of that is you don't bring it back to the floor ever. So I'm just kind of go through with them and then we'll go in a minute and just do a few. The other version of this is that instead you're going to use the seat of the chair so you're lower. And then I'm going to say this one is without the use of the floor. And we're just doing these side crunches. So why don't you choose one of those versions here, either with the back of the chair supporting you or the seat of the chair supporting you, and then make yourself a goal. Like, I think I'm going to do 5 of these, 6 of these, whatever it is. Keep your breath going. Fuel the movement with your strong breath. And wherever you are, stand up when you're ready. Find your mountain pose to transition you. So to catch up with your breath, stand nice and tall. Remember, unlock your knees and breathe through your whole body. Through your whole body now. Imagine the breath moving through the whole length of your body on the inhale and through the whole length of your body on the exhale too. Let's do a fun one. Get close to the chair so you've got your hand on the, you are able to put your hand on the chair seat, but you could also put the other hand so you'll know if you're going to use both or not. You could. So I'm going to come into similar where I'm going to extend that leg. And this is the version I'm going to use. Trying to get my leg as high as my hip and opening up my arms straight up and down, but you could have your leg up in the air and still hold both hands on the chair and get a nice, beautiful feeling of expansion and like, wow, look at me go. Talk about powerful. Let's come down, bend those knees all the way up. Movement, any movement your body needs. This is the time. Same thing now on the other side, either using the back of the chair to come into your little side crunches. Remember, you could use the movement from floor to bent knee, and then you always touch the floor, or that you try it a little differently. And then, of course, there's the version of using the chair for support instead. And then you do your side movements, your side crunches. So find out your goal on this side. You know, it might be different the way you feel it than the side you did a minute ago. And when you're ready to come out, bend those knees, come all the way up, find your mountain pose. When you're ready, any movement you might need, take it now. Don't deny yourself that. I'm going to speak to myself here. I need to get a Kleenex. All right, let's try the balance on this side. This is called the half moon balance. So you can have one hand on the chair and the other leg up. I'm just standing on the foot on the floor is just forward facing, toes forward, and opening it up. I'm going to try to lift my leg as high as my hip. Find a drishti. Remember, both hands could remain on the chair, and it still feels very powerful, very strong to lift that leg up. And it's any amount. You know, you could lift your foot off the floor 5 inches, and it feels super powerful in your body. Good. When we come out of it, stay right where you are. Use the chair seat that's right there for you. Start turning yourself toward it and stretch back into our downward dog. Hands are on the chair seat. We start backing up and we can find our way into down dog. Arms are right across your ears. Pull your chin in towards your throat. Focus your eyes. Just notice what you're noticing. So you brought awareness into the focus of your eyes. Deepen your breath. Feel that breath coming in and out of your body. Maybe you feel your toes pressing down into the floor. You feel the stretch through the buttocks. You feel the stretch through the full length of your arms. So we're just trying to notice, really notice this posture maybe from a whole new point of view. Very curious about all of its components. Excellent. Let's start walking toward the chair. And when you make your way to the chair, you're going to find yourself in a tabletop position. So your shoulders are above your wrists and hands. This is going to give us a chance to do a little more abdominal strength using our leg and belly. So we're going to just I'm going to extend my right leg back and round through the back body, drawing nose toward knee. And then I lift my face up, I lift my back leg up, and I'm going to roll through a few of those. An extended leg, lifting the head. So it's kind of a version of cow and cat. Last time, hold it in the extended position. And then bring your feet to the floor, really bend your knees and bring yourself up. For me, I need a little wrist care here. So you might need to do the same where you're just sort of, we had our hands in a very flexed position. So see if you can counter that by bending the other way and rubbing that out a little bit. And then I'm going to stay right here. I was starting to move, but I don't think there's any reason to. We got to do the other side. So if you two want to just stay right where you are, create your tabletop. And let's do side 2. So the other leg lifts up. We're bending that knee toward our face. You can feel the round body of the cat in there. And then the extended leg and extended chest, there's a version of the cow. So find your vinyasa here. Kind of a upgrade on our vinyasa for the spine. An upgrade on cow and cat. And we're going to hold it in its extended version. Extend the leg, toe pointing down, and lift your chest. Feel the strength of that standing leg. Pull the feet together, bend the knees, bring yourself upright. We're going to return to the chair. We're not quite ready for Shavasana, but we are going to come back to a seated position. So you're going to come forward on the chair. Same kind of deal. It's not quite time to come back into the back rest. Let's take a moment now, palms open on our lap, to breathe through the whole body as a way of, again, feeling that upward movement of the inhale, ascending through the front body, and the exhale descending down the back side of the body. I want you to visualize that you're creating like a little cocoon around yourself. This breath circling around front body and back body creates a sort of cocoon of loving energy, loving awareness around you, around your physical body. So just use your imagination. In any event, it's a lengthening, it's going to lengthen that breath for you. It's going to settle, help you start to unwind a bit, feeling the support of the chair. Find that cocoon now. Eyes closed really helps. So we can experience this from the inside out. Beautiful. All right, let's open the eyes. Inhale up with me, arms just come up, palms together overhead. We look up, we exhale as we bow, and we inhale up again. When we exhale, I want you to bring your hands to your shoulders so you've got these little wings. So let's just do a few circles with that. And then the other way too. We're gonna do some more movement of the spine, nice and easy. This is called Robin's breath. Inhale, those wings open. Exhale, bring your elbows together. But when you do so, you're rounding your back body. So you're getting that curve of the cat pose. So we're gonna open it up as we inhale. Exhale, round through the back body. So you can still feel the movement of your spine, very similar to what the cow and the cat feel like in your body. This one is kind of gives us the image of wings. Nice and easy. Following your own body's lead. About, how much you're expanding. Maybe I'll use the word the intensity in which you decide you're going to use these movements. Now let's stay with the bird with the wings and then open it up so it feels like it's an eagle. And so now when we round the back body, those eagle wings come together. They're fully extended. There's no bend in the elbow. Open up and fly now. Rounding. You're going to open and expand. Feels beautifully expansive and expressive. And then rounding the back body and kind of feeling how that is a momentary bit of rest. Inhale is the open position. Exhale is the rounding and restful position. Last time. Open up your arms, open up your legs. Let's take a forward fold right down in that space between our legs. Ragdoll in nature, surrendering the weight of your arms, the weight of your head, the weight of your upper body. Big belly breaths as you fold down. Focus your eyes on something. Look down there. Just noticing it so that you've just assigned a little task for your mind to stay tuned in with your eyes to a particular place. Deepen that breath as much as you can. Come up whenever you need to. If this is too much, you can always bring yourself halfway up or all the way up. Fold as long as it feels good. Big belly breaths. And then make your way up one hand at a time to your thighs. Squeeze your elbows into your waist. Find that half lift where the back of the body is in a diagonal line. Bring your hands to the prayer position. Push your feet to the floor. Lift up your chest. Inhale up. Exhale back at the heart. Inhale up and exhale all the way around. Grab hold of your chair. Take left leg to meet the right. It's a big giant step. Again, a simple twist. We've got our legs bound together. we're turning toward that top leg. So if your left leg is on top, that means you're going to turn toward your left. So these twists are designed for a lot of different benefits in the body, one of which is the internal organs. The organs of digestion get squeezed, and there's a nice little massaging and increasing circulation in your belly. It also, of course, benefits your shoulders, the movement through your neck. So, take your pick how you're experiencing that. Let's unwind the head and the shoulders. We're going to take that big step out. Maybe there's a little resituating to do, but we want to do side two. So it's a big leap. So our legs are pretty much over to the side. That's the one little change in this. The legs have moved off center. And now you're going to just be twisting the other direction. Use the support of your chair and maybe your body parts to bring you into the depth of this twist that you want. Soften the mouth, relax your facial muscles. Breathe big breaths in and out, all the way in, all the way out. Let's turn our head out of that pose, and then the rest of the body is going to come back to its neutral position. Now it's time. Now it's time to set up for Shavasana. So you might be scooting yourself back into the chair. Maybe it's time for you to go relocate yourself onto your sofa or laying down on the floor. So take all the time you need. I encourage you to get a drink of water in between. I should spend more time talking about the benefit of water. One of these classes, I'll remember to do that. You really got to hydrate. We really need to hydrate. That's kind of the first level of defense against issues our body's coping with when our immune system is compromised. We got to hydrate the heck out of the body. All right, settling into a place where it feels very relaxed and supported. Maybe you got in the cover so you can feel warm. And, they say that part of the necessity, the components that necessitate a time of relaxation is that it's warm enough and dark enough. So you don't want to be in a bright light. That's certainly one of the benefits of closing the eyes. But just maybe if there's a way to dim your lighting, that wouldn't be a bad idea. And then we settle in. I'm going to step away from the camera, but I'm still here with you. And I want you to just focus in on your own experience, allowing that chair to support you entirely, or the surface beneath you, whatever that surface may be, that it is, a part of your comfort and joy. And you see it that way. How marvelous it would be if we lived our life where even the simple thing as a chair offered to us, we could find comfort and joy in that. Start to notice how your breath starts to settle down. The rhythm of the breath has slowed down. I like that mantra of deep and slow to accompany that we just focus our mind on what our body is already finding, a deep and slower breath. This alert and focused mind could not be overstated. It is absolutely the key to our sense of regulation, our sense of balance. Because our mind is home to our body then. When we're focused, our mind is home to our body. Remember that quote, Thich Nhat Hanh, in order to love, we must be here. And in order to be here, you must bring your mind home to your body. Be kind now to the part of your body that often holds tension. We all seem to have a favorite place where we store up our concerns of the day. Kindly, without judgment, offer some softness, some tenderness there. And though it's counterintuitive that this softening, this releasing and relaxing is a place of power, but it brings us home to the heart, doesn't it? And maybe at this point, you lay your palm over palm at your heart, so you moved your mind, your sense of self from the mind into the heart space. What's found in the heart? Stillness, faith, gentleness, kindness, compassion, joy, forgiveness, comfort, vulnerability, honesty, courage, and love. Now we're talking about power. To stay home with your body, yourself. You have brought yourself home to your body, holding your arms, your body entirely in any way that suits you. If your mind has started to wander, that's why my voice shows up. So you can bring yourself back to the breath awareness, back to the awareness of your heart. Maybe you add, a good idea here is to add a mantra. So you do that. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intention that you're true to this time. You're going to add that mantra so your mind will stay rested as well. Focus on the breath, in and out, deep and slow. I'm going to read from Journey to the Heart, this beloved book by Melody Beattie. Let your heart open gently, safely, surely, and certainly. Do not let others decide when or even if you will open your heart, when or if you will embrace love. Those choices are too big, too important to let others make for you. Only you can decide when and how. There might have been a time when it wasn't safe to open your heart. Pain may have been all around you. You were not equipped to be that open. That time is past. You have learned. You have grown. You have learned that you are a loving being. You know now that your love comes from within you. It is safe to open your heart. The universe awaits. ready, willing, delighted to be able to help you open. The same way it aids the opening of a flower with the sun, the rain, the earth. To deny your power and ability to love is to deny joy. To deny your loving essence is to deny yourself, your God, and the divine in you. Look around. It's not your location that makes you safe. It's where you are in your soul, your mind, and your heart. That place is good. That place is safe. Open your heart, embrace life, go joyfully on your way. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale it out of your mouth with a big sound of ah, big sigh. Ah. This is hard science. I'm not kidding. This is not just a tradition of yoga. That big breath in, that sound come out, regulates your vagus nerve. It is a part of the process of regulation. Make the sound. Ah. We're going to need feet back on the floor. Come forward on your chair. So kind of rearrange your position now so you find yourself once again in right alignment, holding your body in a particular way of strength, of power, of love, and of alignment. Let's do something kind for the neck now. So I want you to tilt your head towards your ear. And then the other arm. So if you're tilting towards your left, let the right arm float away from the body. So you can feel this elongation. And then a third layer you could add is that you just take your finger pads and just press them into your skull. You're not pulling, you're just pressing down into your skull. Now deepen that breath. Let's take the top layer off first, and then the second layer, arms are back down into the lap. Head comes gently up to its neutral position. Let's squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. We'll do the other side. So gently tilting ear towards shoulder. Maybe that's the only one you participate in. The next level is to float that arm away from the body. So you should be the other arm now, floating so you can feel the length now, that length through from ear down through the shoulder, down through the arm. Your other hand now, just the clawed fingers, finger pads pressing into the skull. No pulling, just a pressure, just a little pressure there with your finger pads. Try to relax into your neck now. Soften for one more breath. Take the top layer off. Second layer is back at the lap. Head comes back to its neutral position. Good job, everyone. Let's close. Inhale with me. Palms will come together up and overhead. Exhale, we bow at our heart. Inhale up. Exhale, let's share this beautiful, loving, and peaceful energy with our communities. Thank you for joining me. Let's bring our palms together as we say our namaste.